what I call it is it's a quiz for the 21st century. It's bringing the pub quiz to your home through the medium of Twitter, which is obviously the number one social media outlet, I would say, and we're trying to be the number one fun thing to do on Twitter. And what we're trying to do is it's fun for the players to play because it's free to enter. There's prizes every week, and the prizes are sponsored by businesses. And what we're trying to do is trying to get the business, the players engaged with the businesses' brands, and that's what makes it fun, really, because it's through Twitter. There's a lot of interaction. It's fast and furious, and what we do as well is, which is the real trick, because there's so many people playing every Monday night, and we use a hashtag every week. So let's say, for example, last week we used Whites of Wexford, which is a hotel in Wexford, and they trended number one in Ireland, ahead of Breaking Bad, ahead of Liverpool, ahead of Swansea, which was the Premiership match that night, and they were trending well into the next day
because of their participation.
And because of the every question that's asked, there could be 70 or 80 players playing, and they all have to reply with the hashtag, and that's what creates the buzz.
Excellent.
That's what creates the activity on it. And
so how many you say are participating at a time?
There can be upwards towards 100 people will play. Right. The trick for me, a lot of people, I was interviewed by Ian Dempsey a few weeks ago, and he says, how the hell do you keep track of it? And the real trick is, well, I am an accountant by trade, so it is. I'm quite good with organisation skills and all of that, I suppose. But the fastest 10 people that reply to the question, they're the people that score a point. There's 12 questions.
Okay.
So there could be 1,000 people playing, and I don't have to worry about the first 10.
Right.
But the buzz continues and the interaction continues.
Okay. Is it inspired by pub quizzes and table quizzes and things like that?
It was inspired by a random tweet, and I went right back to the tweet from my main account at Rory McEvoy, by the way, and I traced back to the very first tweet, and it was actually I was watching a quiz show actually back last March, and I randomly put up on Twitter, will you start the fans please, hashtag name that show, and the show was the Crystal Maze, and about 6 or 7 people replied, and I asked another question, and about 10 people replied, and I said, oh, this is quite interesting. Let's just see what we can do. And I trialed it for a couple of weeks, and it was overwhelming. So much so that I had to create its own account, which is at Twiznight, Twiznight. And the following, in the first week or so, was several hundred people straight away. And people just want to win a prize. You know, it's recession times. They don't even have to leave their armchair. A lovely comment was, I'm going to grab a glass of wine, sit down and relax, and take part in Twiznight. Like, you know, so it's been overwhelming, to be honest with you. Like, you know, it's been terrific.
And where are people? What kind of people are participating? Where are they from?
I'll be honest with you, it is mainly Irish because the prizes are Irish for the moment. What I'm finding is, I think it's a little bit retro. People love when it's questions from the 80s, questions from the 90s, children's television shows, all the stuff. So it's probably late 20s into the 30s. That is the main audience, I would say.
Excellent. And so this is. So you mentioned that you got Whites of Wexford trending, for example. So obviously there's a business model here.
There is, yes.
How does that work?
Well, basically the business. Let's say we'll use the RTE Guide are coming up actually in a couple of weeks' time. They're really interested in it. They sponsor a prize. I can't tell you what their prize is yet because it's a big prize and they want to hold out on it. But it could be, let's say, a hotel or a weekend away or whatever like that. There is a charge to Twiznight, to myself, for I suppose for promoting, for creating the questions. There's a website as well, Twiznight.com, which there's quite a lot of work goes into it for it to run smoothly and for it to look seamless. Like, you know, it's not quite as simple as just posting up a couple of questions.
And what about the prizes? What do the participants get out of it?
Sometimes there can be as many as 3 or 4 prizes, depending on what it's really up to the sponsor themselves. If they feel that they want it really promoted, they'll give a good prize. We had a guy, Love Asian Tastes. He's promoting Asian food into Tesco's and other stores, and he gave away. First prize was €300 Dunnes Stores vouchers, and then there was 150 voucher, and then €50 voucher. So he really pushed it, and he got his result. Like, you know, he trended number 1. And he got a lot of followers, he got a lot of interaction through the hashtag, and he was really, really happy with it, like, you know. So I suppose the bigger the prize, the more people are going to play, like, you know. But on the flip side then as well, we are giving a little bit back to charity. We have a very special edition of the quiz coming up on the 30th of December, and it's going to be for Pieta House. What we're doing is we have 12 sponsors for that, 12 big prizes. And the trick as well, we're having 20 celebrities ask a video question, because one of the weekly things we have is that there's one question asked by a celebrity every week, and that creates a lot of interaction, a lot of hype around that. So we're trying to get 20 celebrities. So if anybody can throw a few of them my way, we're up to about 12 so far who have agreed to ask a question, and that's going to be the big event, and it's going to be back for Pieta House for suicide awareness, which is obviously it's pretty bad topic in Ireland at the moment, So I suppose I'm using the power that I've kind of generated around and give a little bit back, and it'll be a lot of fun and a lot of good prizes as well. So everybody kind of wins in that sense.
Very good. And your website is hosted by Black Knight, you were saying?
It's hosted very successfully by Black Knight. As I said earlier on, we did have a couple of problems where the site went down, and there was I'm not very technical. I had a problem at the start setting it up, and through the chat forum or the chat function, within about 10 minutes, the problem was resolved. So very happy with Black Knight, I have to say.
Excellent. Well, listen, Rory, the best of luck to you. Twiznight, it's on what night of the week?
It's on every Monday night at 9:30 p.m.
Very good. Well, Twiznight on Twitter will be there, and it's at Twiznight.com.
It is indeed.